All right, we are live. We are good. Happy Easter. We are chilling at 0 viewers right now, so says my little thing, but I suspect that's not accurate. Night of the world, what's good? Okay, so we definitely have more than 0, despite what my Streamlabs is telling me right now. It is hot in here. I might have to dip out to change the temperature. We'll have to see how that goes, but damn. Yeah, we're just gonna vamp for a second while we let people come in, I guess. Yeah. Your hair, a jump scare right off the bat, but in a great way. Yeah, I was waiting. I figured it would be immediately for somebody to say something. I got a big haircut. It's probably about an inch shorter than I wanted it to be, but it's growing on me, both figuratively and literally, and I do like it. So, but we'll eventually be a little bit past it, right? I don't know. I wanted to try something new. Summer is coming up, and it's gonna be rough. So, yeah. Wanted to try something new. 5 people, so says my streaming software. Hello, Brendan. Okay, so I know who 3 of you are. The other 2 better fess up. Because it's Easter. Christ is risen. Christ is resin? It's also 420. Hashtag blaze it. Yo! I completely forgot to do this. I was gonna go pack my, pack my vape. And, we could have that. That VS 420 sale was underwhelming, right? Remember when every title in it was 1420? Yeah, that was last year. So, I think maybe they are trying not to set expectations too high with the sales this year because of tariffs. I think prices on everything are going to go up and it's just going to be terrible. And they're just like, don't expect things to be too cheap. Although they could have like a tariff sale and like everything's super cheap. So like while you can, before it gets really bad, our stock. Oh no. Hi Pluto. You want to come up? Whoa, sweetie. She tried to jump. Let me grab her. Sweetie, come here. Come here. Okay. Pluto wants to say hi. She doesn't know that it's not a fundraiser stream for her anymore, but she still wants to say hi because she's gotten so many new fans. Right, sweetie? Yeah. She's got her next appointment tomorrow, so we'll see. We might be re-upping the uh the fundraiser because who knows. But whatever. 10 viewers. We had double digits. Right, but they had sales in there, or they had titles in there that they've been trying to sell for years, and the cost today for almost everything was above previous sale prices. Yeah, we'll go over it. We got a full docket today. Um, so Pluto looks like she's ready to get comfy on a plane. Oh, yeah, Pluto. Are we flying? Are you flying, sweetie? Yeah. Pluto, your fans are saying hi. Everyone loves you. I dropped my phone. It's already warm in here and she's not making it better. There might be a second where I have to take a break and go turn the AC up and then also partake in the holiday. I've never done that. I've never smoked on the air live as it were. This feels like the day to do it, right? Like I don't know. Maybe that's silly and cringy, but maybe. We'll see. We'll see where the night takes us, yeah? Could be entertaining for you all. Okay, so what's on the docket for today? Let's Jesus would want me to? You know what? How could I deny our Lord and Savior? I must roll away my stone to get stoned. Am I right? Okay. Um 9 people. What's on the docket today? So, we're going to be doing the Letterboxd catch up. This is going to be a weekly thing. So that'll be to the current day today. And then we'll just do, since this will be on Sundays, more or less, it'll be just the week catch up, right? And then we'll have some kind of B and C segments and stuff. First of all, after that, I have been wanting to make a video of Kino Lorber sale recommendations, and I just haven't had the time to do it, and it ends tomorrow. So I'm like, fuck it, we're doing it live, channeling my hero, the absolute king, Bill O'Reilly. Um, and then there's like two different 420 sales happening today, the one for Vinegar Syndrome and the one for Oscilloscope. And people don't highlight Oscilloscope enough. So I am going to be checking that out. Um, our fundraiser goal for today, our tip goal for today is so I um have been on hormones for like 3 years or something like that, and not to get into TMI territory, but getting my T down was actually a whole thing. It wasn't working for a long time. Like my when was the last time Easter landed on 420? Google that for me and report back in the chat. I'm not sure. Um, and we switched to injections and it worked like immediately. And I had been doing laser hair removal on my face, and the person, my doctor essentially was like, you should probably stop doing that until we get this sorted out, because you're going to hit a wall and it's just going to be over and over again without any progress. So like we got rid of like 80% of it, but that last 20% is still annoying and dysphoric and not great. So we're finally at a place where I can go do that again, but it's like $100 a session, and I think we're going to need at least 2 sessions to finish up at least my face. So that's the goal today. There's also, not to, not to be gauche about it, but to entice you further, I have changed the sound for when I receive a donation, and it's fucking sick. So if you want to find out what it is, you got to donate it. Also, we are doing a lot of sale streams today, or a lot of sale coverage today. We're going to be covering 3 different sales. So if you want to um if you want me to buy anything, I'm not going to be buying anything, but if you donate and then put in the chat what you want me to get, I'll get it. That'll be how that works. Um, that's it. Let me type in the chat here, pin a comment. Uh, I'm just typing. We'll be back to talking soon enough. Did that not work? It did work. I don't know why I didn't do the thing. Okay, post that and then pin this. Now people will know. Cool. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad too. Um, glad things are improving. Things are improving on a lot of fronts. Things have been pretty okay. Um, I don't know if anybody on my channel celebrates Easter. I know some people do, insofar as it's an excuse to see family and have a meal and all that stuff, but you know. Um, yeah. Let me know if you did anything fun for Easter, I guess. What is your go-to Easter film? I on my Instagram I posted a promotion um for this stream, and I just thought it was so funny when I went to the when on the Fandango app, when I was like because I have Fandango Plus, which I highly recommend if you don't have it, by the way. What it has me do is what am I saying? Oh, when I get my $5 promo codes, I go to redeem it, and then it gives me a list of movies that you can redeem it for. Although pro tip, you can redeem it for anything you want. They just try to trick you into thinking it's for specific things. And there's a little carousel that says Easter holiday favorites for family and faith, and it's Hop, the fucking bunny movie, and then right next to it is the Passion of the Christ. I just think that that's a really funny, completely deranged double feature. It's like we could have the fun, cute bunny movie for the kids, or we could watch torture porn and give people literal PTSD and heart attacks. Real things that that movie has uh, created in people. So, okay, I'm sweating. I'm gonna need to, at the very least, go. Everyone on YouTube is reacting to The Passion this weekend, or at least posting the reaction videos. Yikes. Ouch. I would kind of be curious to see that, to be honest. I have a very, very specific history with that movie that is very personal, and I don't think I want to get into today, but that could be intriguing. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Um, and turn the AC up because I'm fucking sweating. And this cat in my lap is not helping, but I imagine it's fine. Okay. Um, be right back. Okay, y'all, Jesus Christ, it was 76 degrees in my house. No wonder. And then, I have my door closed so the air isn't ventilating properly. But we turned it down. Hopefully we'll be okay. You've had the Passion of the Christ Criterion Blu-ray for years but never watched it, but I'll pop it in tonight for some Jesus torture. Sounds good. I think you mean, unless you're doing a bit, I think you mean The Last Temptation of Christ, which I actually might also watch today because I've been meaning to rewatch it for years, and that's a Marty Scorsese classic. Um, and yeah, but the idea of the Passion of the Christ being in the Criterion Collection is a little bit funny, although I might straight up boycott them if they ever did that because not only is that movie terrible, but it's like politically that would be really bad. The implications of that. Um yeah. Okay. We got the used shirt on today. The Goated Boys. You know what it is. Emo crew, post-hardcore crew, pop screamo crew, roll up. That's what you meant? Okay. Yeah. 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 All right. Um I think we're good to go ahead and pop on over here. Yeah, everything is working this time. um, so first, oh, I'm scrolling up too high. We have my rewatches of The Ribble Tales of Canterbury and Neon Knights, which I watched for the commentaries, which were very good. Um, insightful stuff. Shout out Casey Scott, shout out Joe Rubin for their moderation, and shout out the directors of these films for doing those commentaries. Next, I rewatched I Married a Strange Person for reasons that you will discover. But it's a great movie. It's completely unhinged. The animation is great. It's all hand-drawn, colored pencil animation, and there's some really crazy fucking sex scenes in here and like wild shit. Um, it's a good time. Bill Plympton, any of his shit, I recommend. Check it out. Oh boy, next. This was the last in the Matthew Bright filmography that I had to watch to complete that. Because he only directed 4 films. Um, Ted Bundy, Freeway, Freeway 2, and then this one, Tiptoes. This is, I think, his attempt at a mainstream film because um, Kate Beckinsale and Matthew McConaughey and Gary Oldman and Peter Dinklage are in this movie. Like, it's kind of stacked in terms of the cast. Um, and Um, so this movie isn't good. I'll say that. Um, it's fairly tough to justify it. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I'm behind over here. I thought my like I have the stream pulled up over here so that I can type in the chat, and it sometimes it falls behind for reasons I don't understand. And I was like, are we like super behind? But that's what it was doing. So you've only seen Freeway, What You Love. Yeah, it's great. All of his other movies are great, I think. And this one, so it's like famously one of the worst movies ever made, and I was kind of waiting for it to get a Vinegar Syndrome release because they've released all his other films, and I feel like they probably got this one too, but maybe not. Maybe it's a different rights type of thing. Um, but I thought that that would be a possibility. But God Awful Movies did it for their 100th bonus episode, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to finally watch it. And um, the choices in this are very bizarre and very strange, and like it again, it's not great. It really isn't like a good movie, but it is so out there and so bizarre and so strange that it does work for me on a certain level. And apparently, so I've heard. Peter Dinklage said that the director's cut is way better, but it doesn't exist anymore, more or less, I don't think. So that'll probably never see the light of day, but apparently like an hour of footage was taken out, which like it's tough to retain a good film if you cut out an hour of it, you know? Um like there's stuff in it that doesn't make sense, and it's like that was probably fleshed out a bit in the director's cut or the original cut, you know, right? Um but essentially the premise of this is that Matthew McConaughey and um hey Jeff, what's up? Good to see you. Matthew McConaughey and Kate Beckinsale are getting married, and Kate Beckinsale reveals that she's pregnant, and Matthew McConaughey has to reveal that his entire family has dwarfism and are little people except for him. And so the conflict of the film is whether or not they want to go through with this pregnancy and potentially birth a little person. Um, I'm understanding as I'm saying this out loud that the premise for this is wildly offensive, and it's not great that the lead dwarf is played by Gary Oldman. Yes, that's correct. He just kind of uh just kind of walks around on his knees the whole time, and it's very silly and it looks weird and it's just not ideal. It's not great. But as a sort of trashy like soap opera type of romantic comedy, it's watchable. I will say that. I was not bored the entire time. Um, and it goes in some wild directions. So, yeah, I don't know. Tiptoes. Real quick, I'm gonna just pull up a picture. I'm gonna pull up a picture of Gary Oldman in this. Oh boy. Yeah. Come on, man. Like, so okay, you can't really see it. Let's see. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is Gary Oldman literally sitting in a couch and then they got little legs sticking out. That's so bad, dude. This is Tiptoes, Jeff. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's it's pretty rough. So, there's that. Ooh, spoilers for later. Okay. Um, that's probably enough on Tiptoes, I think. Next is Death of a Unicorn. I did a review on this and I loved this movie. I think it's great. It is another in a long line of films coming out this year that are Very brutal, biting satires with their sights set directly on the rich and powerful, and on billionaires and on fascism and on the right wing. It's one of those for sure, but it also has very cool unicorns in it and like deep unicorn lore that I wasn't expecting. Uh, and I don't know. It's very violent. It's very funny. It's well made. It's well acted. I really enjoyed it. Um, and I keep saying this, but I feel unicorn pilled. I just I'm just down for the corn, you know what I mean? So, I'm a fan of that. Um, Next was Freaky Tales. I did another review of this. Or I also did a review of this, I should say. Um, we got 13 people in here. Feel free to be active in the chat, please. That will help me. This is a sort of an interactive experience, I think. So please feel free to pop in the chat, be active, chat it up, say hi. Let me know you're here at least. All of that is cool. Did I cut my hair? I sure did. Quite a bit, actually. It's all the way up here. It feels weird, but we're getting used to it. Feel free to drop your takes on my haircut. If you hate it, I guess let me know. Please don't be mean to me. Freaky Tales. This is another one. Yo! Please tell me that worked. Please tell me that worked. Can I get confirmation that that sound worked? I did so many tests getting ready for this to make sure that everything worked. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Okay, shout out Patrick. Thank you so much for the donation. That's super sick. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hell yeah. I'm so stoked on that. This is a very nice message. Let me run it back. Let me go over here so that y'all can read it. Oh, Dustin, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. You're the best. Let's do it again. For being an incredible YouTuber, a champion for all cinema, a kind and inspiring person, and both the GOAT and literally of the GOAT, what more could we ask for? That's so kind of you, Dustin. Thank you. I will blast the hair off of my face with your kind donation. Thank you. Yes, I'm very proud of that little. So not only you've made Godzilla happy in a few ways now, right? He does his little dance, his little autism flaps, and and he cheers. He does the roar, of excitement, of mirth. You know what it is. Okay. Um I'm glad. I'm glad he cosigns. So I appreciate that. Hell yeah. 25% of the way there already. Let's go. Freaky Tales. This is another like very anti-fascist movie. It's basically about killing Nazis, and I can get down for that. Definitely check out my review. Actually, one of the actors commented on my review and shared it to his story, and I think I got a few followers from that, so that was cool. But he liked my review, and I appreciated that. But this movie's really good. It's again, it's very steeped in nostalgia, which, is definitely hit or miss. I tend to think that nostalgia is a negative thing and can definitely be fairly fascistic. But I think there are ways to indulge in to indulge in nostalgia responsibly, right? So, yeah. That's one of them because I think it's limited to a time and a place. And so it's set in I'm already forgetting, somewhere in California. Is it Oakland? Oakland. Let's go. I know things. I can do my job. It's set in Oakland. And in 1987. And so it's just like a omnibus film, sort of a la Crash. I'm sure there's a better example out there. But you know, it's like different vignettes that all sort of coalesce in different ways, and then by the end, right? Nostalgia makes me happy and sad at the same time. Yeah, I just think that romanticizing the past, um, you know, pretending that things were better than they were now, just because we had less responsibilities, or we have there's a term for this, but a bias for looking backwards as opposed to what's happening right now, because we're feeling the full weight of everything right now. But when we look back, we kind of look back with rose-tinted glasses, and I think nostalgia is a very core element of fascist ideology. This idea, I mean, make America great again. That's literally what that is, you know. So definitely, and I'm not saying that you're a fascist if you enjoy nostalgia or if you do things for nostalgic reasons. I would just keep an eye on why that is something that appeals to you and why it is you are doing that. You know, be careful not to overly romanticize the past and remember that in many ways things have gotten better, and in many ways the past was worse, or there are things that weren't good, you know. I romanticize when my body didn't hurt all the time. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think that's the way in, is just like being young is nice. And like when you get older and you have more responsibilities and you have more um your body starts breaking down, and uh you start to yearn. You start to yearn for the days, you know? And that's a very natural thing. I think everybody goes through that, and I think that there are um bad actors willing to weaponize that, you know? Anyway, that's my tangent. Shout out Freaky Tales. It's very violent. It's got a lot of different genres going on. It's got some great performances in it. The King, Pedro Pascal is in it. He gives a good performance. There's a sick like NDA star ninja sequence at the end, with like, I don't know, like so many dead cops and dead Nazis. So it's a banger. I'm a fan of it. Um, Next is Her Body. I reviewed this for Punk Vacation. That episode just came out. I miss playing 250 BPM blast beats. Now I can only do 220. Damn. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Yo, Jeff, I think we've talked about this before, but I was watching some Eloy de la not Eloy Casagrande. I don't confuse with De La Iglesia. Eloy Casagrande, his drum videos. And that dude is a fucking machine. He is so good. And I think you had said that you didn't like him for some reason. I don't remember why that is, but I mean, I don't mean to like overhype or anything, but it's hard to not watch him and think that's the best drummer on the planet right now. Like, it's nuts. But anyway, Her Body is oh, this is probably a good reminder for you all to like and subscribe. And um yeah, hit the like button essentially. Her Body, it's about a, well, let me go ahead and I think I can get away with this. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're chilling. A successful athlete, member of the Olympic team, after, this is a badly constructed sentence. A successful athlete, member of the Olympic team, after a vertebrae injury and the forced end of her sports career, becomes a successful and well-known porn actress. Based on the real-life story of Olympic diving champion Andrea Absolonova. Absolonova. That's my best guess. So it is what it sounds like. This woman, is like training for the Olympics and is a professional diver, and she hits it at the wrong angle, and then eventually, after her recovery and stuff, realizes that she can't train or dive anymore, at least not safely. Okay, hold on. He doesn't play the songs the way they're recorded. That's my main issue. He also hits the drums super hard than when he plays fast taps. Than when he fast taps them. I hate that. I don't really understand that last bit, but I guess that's fair if he's playing the songs differently. Um, I don't know. I think it's probably fine to give it your own unique take, flavor, as it were, but I think that makes sense. Who do you think is better? I'm curious. Who are your top drum boys right now? Um, based on what am I talking about? Oh, so she realizes that she can't train safely anymore. She can't be doing the thing anymore. So she excuse me. She decides to get into porn. And this is the late 90s, early 2000s, so it's a little bit different than like the golden era or something like that, but it is still, they're still making movies, I guess. So this is a real person that was in a lot of films. And the actress, Natalia Germani, I've not seen anything else she's done. Ooh, I know of this one. Oh, okay. This is a OCN release. Yeah, I've not seen any of these, but she was amazing. Like she's really great. So, um, and she's gorgeous. So, big fan. Was a big fan of her performance here. And I talked about it on Punk Vacation, so definitely go listen to that. But like, it is really sad to see how her family informs so much of her life and how much unhappiness is because of that. Like her completely shitty, um, um, like the way her parents sort of pressure her into being a top performing athlete, or the ways in which they are unkind to her because it's just a very strict upbringing, and then the ways in which they basically discard her and treat her like garbage after um after she starts doing porn. Like it's really fucked up. And the actors are really good, like especially the woman who plays her sister. I fucking hated her, and it's not that's not the actor that I hate. So she does a good job. Um I only know Dave Lombardo from that list. Uh who are the rest of those people? Or what bands are they in? Okay. Next is Wake Up. Ooh, I haven't shot my review for this yet, so you get a sneak preview here. Um can't wait to watch this. Got the blue. Yeah, it's great. I think you'll like it. Um I bought the Blu-ray off of Chris, so I still have it and kept it. Um we are a little bit lower on viewers today. I thought maybe streaming on Easter would be a good idea, especially if I waited a little bit to give people time to get back home from family affairs and stuff. But I guess people are out there, partying it up, doing the thing, bunny hopping around. So that's fair. Um, we're at 10 people, so you know what? We got a tight knit little team here going on. Um, Excited for you to see Sinners, and if you can get to it before it leaves theaters, The Ugly Stepsister. I think you'll find much to appreciate. I'm so excited for both of those. Um, yeah, I have tickets to see Sinners in IMAX on Tuesday. Nobody say anything about that movie. I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible. I want to go in as blind as I can. I think I already know too much about it, and I'm so excited about it. I have heard, like, literally no one has said anything less than it's a masterpiece. And The Ugly Stepsister, yeah, I want to see that too. You know what? Let me check. Let me check the show times because I don't think it's playing a ton of theaters around me right now, but it's not playing no theaters. you know. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Hello? Well, it was playing here. Maybe not. Ugly. There we go. Okay, yeah, it is playing here. It's playing tonight at 9:20. I could go see it. I'm out of my movie pass credits though. I'd have to actually buy the ticket. That's fucked up. I have movie pass. So, that's how I go see stuff. This showtime is in the Norwegian language with English subtitles. I know, bitch. I know what I'm doing. Wow, it sold a lot of seats for tonight, or at least more than usual. Um, okay, it's also showing at 9:40, so that would be a little bit later. Be easier for me. Go, but no pressure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd like to. Let's see, it's also playing Wednesday. Yeah, it's one showtime per day, and they're all at the same time, and I work evenings, so it's tough. Um, Tuesday? Can we do Tuesday? Because that's my day off. Yeah, I could do Tuesday. I'll try to see it on Tuesday. I'll see both of the movies, and that will be cool. I'm hanging out with my friend. I'll ask her if she wants to come with me. It could be a fun time for all, you know? Okay. I'm sure that was extremely entertaining watching me scroll on my Fandango app. Um, Wake Up. This was the one that did not get a lot of, yeah, double feature, absolutely. With a lunch break in the middle because we're going out to lunch together. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun day for all. Um, and I'll report back next stream. Um, what am I doing? What am I saying? Talking about? Wake up, Jesus Christ. That's what I need to do. I need to wake up and get my fucking head in the game, dude, you know? Uh, okay, so I am going to be shooting a review for this, a short review, nothing too crazy. I did get a new lapel microphone in the mail yesterday, so I'm excited about that because the one I had kind of sucks. So I'm going to be sending that one back, and then it'll be a thing. It'll be chill and cool. This is a film about some teenagers who fancy themselves environmental activists and break into and deface I mean, it's IKEA. Like, they can't just call it IKEA, but that's what it is. Um, and the security catches them, and it turns into a horror movie. I'll just say that. It's really great. I saw this with my friend who did not like it, but I loved it. I thought it was one of my favorite um, SM57. I don't know what that is, to be completely honest. Um, uh, yeah, I thought it was like really creative. I thought it was really brutal. I thought it was really fun, and I thought it was thematically. I mean, again, maybe this is just my lens of analysis that I'm seeing everything through, right? But it's again a film about fascism, a film about right-wing fucking lunatics. Um, the gold standard of microphones for recording. Oh, okay. SM75. I mean, I'm not gonna use that to shoot my little TikTok videos, but that's good to know. How much does that cost? Let's see. I'm gonna Google it over here on this other screen. Because SM 57 mic. Okay. I mean, it's not terribly expensive. So, that's cool. Nice. I'll look into that. All right. But yeah, I really love this movie. I think it has interesting things to say. Um, what I'm about to say is going to sound whack, but it's not, I promise. Like, it has interesting and I think valid critiques of both the left and the right, but it is also proportionate, you know? Like, one side maybe has bad tactics and the other side are like violent fascists. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing. Anyway. Next up is Monsieur Verdoux. Friend of mine came over and we had planned on watching a movie together, and they were like, "Hey, do you happen to have this?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up." And I did have it. So that was a little bit of a moment for me where I'm like, a person's asking about a movie, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is, much less have it. And then I checked, and I did have it. The reason, in my defense, is that I had bought like all of the all or most, maybe not all. A lot of the Charlie Chaplin Criterion Blu-rays in like a lot. Someone was selling them all for a very good price. So I bought them all at once, and so they kind of all blended together, and I hadn't watched most of them yet. So kind of forgot about them. But this movie is really, really great. Like it's so good. This is the first film I've seen from Charlie Chaplin where he's not a silent actor. Excuse me. I've only seen some of his silent films, and this is one where he's talking the whole time. And I think he, let me fact check myself. Uh, yeah, okay, yeah. He directed, produced, and wrote this. It's based on an original idea from Orson Welles, and he purchased the rights to the story off of him. Um, and he's also in it, so this is all him, But let me read here. The film is about an unemployed banker, Henri Verdieu, and his sociopathic methods of attaining income. While being both loyal and competent in his work, Verdieu has been laid off to make money for his wife and child. He marries wealthy widows and then murders them. His crime spree eventually works against him when two particular widows break his normal routine. A comedy of murders. Yeah, so it's fairly funny, fairly well acted, fairly fun. And it's just very entertaining and very well shot. It's just, a great classic Hollywood film. Until you get to the end, and the very last scene is just like kind of a gut punch. It is just like a very, very like he just kind of says it overtly, like, "Hey, this whole thing has been extremely political. This is about the Great Depression. This is about capitalism, and then it just gets pretty dark pretty fast. But it definitely ends on like a on something to think about. I watched some of the special features on here, and as I suspected, Charlie Chaplin was like absolutely like a leftist and was kind of persecuted in Hollywood for his political takes, and people did not like this movie because of what it had to say. Um, but thankfully it's been regarded as a classic in retrospect, and it is really great. So if you haven't seen it, it's on the Criterion channel. It is in the Criterion collection. You can probably watch it other places too. Um, but yeah, it's really great. I was very pleasantly surprised by it. So it's probably my favorite of his films that I've seen so far. Damn, Dustin, we had the same exact situation. I just had to look up Monsieur Verdoux. It turns out I own it and had no idea. Yeah, I also feel like it's maybe not the most memorable title or something, but yeah, go check it out, dude. Tell me what you think, because I think you'll like it. It's great. Um, Next is Blonde Goddess. I talked about this on Punk Vacation. This is porn. Um, Based on like old serials. I wonder if I have it on one of those cheap DVD boxes. If you have a Charlie Chaplin box set, probably. But the Criterion restoration looks great. And the features on it are really good too. Blonde Goddess, yeah, it's whatever. I don't know. It's really, it's kind of tough to sit through it. The pacing on it is pretty rough. It's got great artwork, I'll say that. So I was kind of excited to watch it. But its ambition definitely outpaces what it can actually deliver. It's just not. They're trying. I will say there is a scene where two characters 69 in zero gravity in space. So that's pretty cool. I mean, where else are you going to find that, right? So this is not a recommendation from me, but whatever. I'm not your mom. Do whatever you want. Um, Next is the encampments. Oh boy. If it's 4K, I'm not very high on 4K discs at the moment. Yeah, it is not. It's just a Blu-ray. If you mean, well, Monsieur Verdoux and Blonde Goddess are both just on Blu-ray. What a great double feature that would be. The Chaplin classic and then Louisiana Smith fucking voluptuous women. Yeah. Pluto, relax. It's okay. It's okay. There you go. There you go. Good girl. She's trying to scratch herself. Um, the encampments. So this one is harder to see right now, but if your city is playing it, I am imploring you, I am telling you to go buy a ticket and go see this movie. It is excellent. It is the best film I've seen so far this year. And I know it's a documentary, so that's a little bit. I'm not really sure, like when I do my year-end list, if I'm gonna be putting documentaries in the same list or if it'll be just like a shout out at the beginning or just like a separate thing. Because like documentaries are doing different things, or accomplishing different goals, and like I think I probably evaluate them differently, you know? But regardless, as a film, this is excellent. Like it's really, really well made. It's really well edited and put together. It's just great. It's like very emotional. It's very intense. It's a fairly taxing viewing experience. I was gonna go see it with my friend, and we were getting breakfast together, and then they were just like, "I don't think I can do this. Like, you can still go if you want, but like, I'm not. I don't think I can do it. You can give my ticket to somebody else. I just don't think I have it in me for this today." And so I invited my friend, and my other friend was like, "Hey, I have a free ticket for this," and they were like, "Cool, I'll meet you there." And within 10 minutes, they just kind of sent me a text, and then for me to read after the movie, and then just kind of was like, "Hey, I can't do this today," and then left. So you know, it's it's a lot for people right now, because of what's happening. But here I'll let Letterboxd describe it. Students flooded Columbia University's lawn to create the Gaza Solidarity Encampment in order to pressure their university to divest from the U.S. and Israeli weapons companies. The encampments follow the central organizers of the encampment, as they are thrust into the spotlight, face violent police repression and suspension, congressional pressure, and a media firestorm, all while fighting to attain their goal of divestment at any cost. So this is something where, like, yeah, you see, like, you can't see it because of my screen. I will have a real backdrop in the future where you can see the whole screen, I promise. Yeah, you can't see it, but like all the ratings are 5 stars, and like sometimes that's just like, for political reasons, but for this one I think it really is that good. Like it really is a great film. Um, even as somebody who follows this stuff pretty closely, who's like kind of a politics junkie and very much on the pro-Palestine side of this debate, if that's what you want to call it, like, I didn't know the extent to which people were lying about this and how like flagrant the propaganda and manipulation and I keep coming back to this word, but the fascistic treatments of these students, and like the ways in which um people exercising their free speech, like literal kids, like fucking students, are like brutalized and terrorized and smeared and all these other things. One thing that's particularly chilling about it and unintentionally prescient about it is that Mahmoud Khalil, who is currently being held by immigration and faces deportation, but is in court at the moment. He's in this. He's like one of the main characters. He's very prominently featured in the film. And there is literally a point where somebody asks, "Hey, what are you gonna do if you get deported?" And he just says like, "I'll live. Like this is bigger than me. This is bigger than that." And they did manage to edit it in time to like put in the credits like, "Hey, this is what happened to this person." So yeah, it's a small thing right now. 2.2 thousand people have seen it. It's really just showing in select cities at the moment. But I really implore you to go check if it's playing anywhere near you and go see it. This is important stuff, and it's a great film. The Vixens of Kung Fu: A Tale of Yin Yang. So this is on the newest, not newest anymore, but the one of the recent Picorama releases. It's a triple feature. This movie's not good, but there are things I liked about it. Again, I reviewed it for Punk Vacation, so go check that out. But yeah, it's just kind of not great, but I will say, and it's like pretty offensive. Like it starts off with like very obviously a white person doing an impression of an Asian accent. Um, and like the kung fu stuff in here is so bad that it kind of becomes like kind of great. Like it's shocking how bad it is. Like there will literally just be a shot of a person falling and then it'll like slow it down and then have like a bunch of like sounds playing. So like you it sounds like there's a whole battle happening, a whole fight happening, but you're really just watching somebody like gradually fall into the floor. It's pretty rough. But I will defend it and say that there are some shots in this that I think are really beautiful and clearly like well thought out and you know, visually I did really like this. So, I'll just say that. Next was Sunny. I don't know where Anthony is, but for Anthony, this is an entry into the ICU. And what else? I am reticent to pull this up in another tab because I don't know what the backdrop is gonna be like, you know? I'm not trying to get pulled off of YouTube.net, you know what I'm saying? So uh but this was my favorite of the triple feature. It's essentially about this woman who hires an escort to seduce her son so that she can take his money that he's set to inherit, I guess. Something like that. This is again like clearly like beautifully shot and like there's clearly artistry behind it and like real filmmakers. And the performances are good. It's just it looks beautiful. I would recommend this for fans of hardcore cinema for sure. Directed by Sean Costello from the Passions of Carol fame. And then finally we have The Nightbird. I did not like this. I think 5 out of 10 is being generous. It's a sort of porn parody. Not really. It's like a soft pornographic remake of Saturday Night Fever, which I've never seen. So maybe that's where the disconnect was. But it is really just the shittiest dudes you've ever seen saying the same slur over and over and over again for 80 minutes, and didn't care for it. But again, some of the cinematography is very good. Some of the club scenes are shot particularly well, so I did appreciate that about it. Hell yeah, dude. Next is Vampire Hunter D. I got to see the 40th anniversary screening in the theater. Um, I like wanted to read the graphic novel or maybe the book before seeing the movie, and I didn't end up doing that. I did read some of the first graphic novel, which seemed like it was way more sexual than the film is, but this genuinely is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. Like, I just couldn't get enough of the visuals in this. It is so good. Like from a narrative perspective, whatever, it's fine. It just it's it is what it is. It's not anything like incredible or anything, but just visually, I want to live in every single shot in this film. Let's look at the backdrops. Like, bro. Okay, yo, this Medusa character, I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. She's so good. Look at this shit, dude. It's fucking gorgeous. Like, goddamn. I'm probably gonna change it to this. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, maybe I should change it to... I like this one. Yeah, boy, let's go. All right, I don't know. I'll pick one eventually, but they're all good. There's no bad options here, you know? Um, Next is Constantine. This is just Catholic fan fiction, and it's extremely cheesy and pretty lame, and I don't like it. I had a hard time with this. It's not even like bad in like a really fun way. It's kind of like I mean, again, it's fairly entertaining, but like it takes itself way too seriously for what it is. It's like if the prophecy took itself 10 times as serious and was twice as silly, you know? So not my favorite. I didn't love it, but the 4K looked really good. I rented it from 3D Blu-ray rental and you know, it looks good. I don't know. Keanu Reeves, like, we can admit that he's a bad actor, right? Like, he has a vibe and he has decent physical performances, but like, he's not a good actor. Like, right? We can just say that. Yeah, come on. Um, I say we have 13 people here, and the chat has been pretty dead. So if you want to pop in and say something, say hi. Let this be a mutual exchange of sorts. That would be appreciated. Okay. Oh boy, next is Devil's Night. We're actually almost done, and then we'll pivot to sales stuff. Um, Let me know if you'd rather do the 420 sales first or the Kino sale first. Drop that in the chat, your preference, and then we'll go from there. Um, Boy, Devil's Night. I couldn't tell you what this is about. I really can't. But my as my review says, yo, this poster is sick. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. If I went to see a show and the name of the band was Devil's Night and this was the shirt, I would buy this shirt. Like, this is so sick. But the movie is terrible. Um, in the medieval world of Varoka, monsters and demons alike roam and terrorize humankind. The Bone Devil has plagued the kingdom of Remeni for years. After a group of trackers fails to kill the creature, King Samuel decides to bring in an elite group of monster hunters. These hunters must use every skill they have obtained from around the globe to destroy this ancient evil. Will they be enough, or will the Bone Devil continue its reign of terror? So there's way too many people in this, like just in terms of characters, but like there's a lot of people in this movie. Um, Kevin Sorbo's in this, so I thought this was going to be a Christian movie, but it's not. It's just it's like hmm, it's like if your local nerds, LARPer nerds who do shitty like sword fighting at the Ren Fair, if they got together and they were like, "This is pretty good. I think we could make Game of Thrones." That's what this is, right? That's what this is trying to be, anyway. It's really bad. I just kind of had it on at a certain point. I was just looking at my phone because it's so boring and nothing interesting happens, and it's really terrible. So yeah. Oh, Dustin, I missed your comment where you said Sinners is your number one of the year so far. Damn. Um, yeah, there's a lot of films this year that I liked a lot, but there hasn't been a clear winner yet. So it is what it is. Okay, we're at the last one. Now, I am going to shoot a proper review for this, but you all asked for it, and here it is, okay? Last week on Wednesday, I said, I said you couldn't pay me to see the Minecraft movie. And my friend Jeff here in the chat decided to call my bluff on that and said, "Is that a challenge?" And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? We're trying to reach a goal here. I I guess if we reach our goal, I'll go see it because you know I'm just talking a big game, but like you can pay me to go see this, right? um, so that's what I did. I went all out. Went on a Saturday night. Brought two of my friends. We saw it in 3D. This is the first 3D film that I have seen in gosh a long time. I think The Force Awakens is maybe the last time I saw anything in 3D. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the last one. So yeah, it was that part was interesting. Um, I gotta say, a shout out to the 3D glasses because they go over my real glasses pretty easily. So it wasn't bad. But I went into it really, really expecting to hate it, and I gotta say, it was fine. It was okay. It wasn't very good, but it was right down the middle on it, you know? I'm not sure how much I should talk about this. Um, because I might spoil it. Does anybody care if I spoil the Minecraft movie? Like, um, I don't know. General thoughts. It's fine with the big asterisk for what it is, right? Like, you kind of know what you're getting into with something like this. We're doing like a okay. What am I what am I saying? What am I saying? I got distracted by a text I received. The Minecraft movie. Yeah, it's fine for what it is. Like, you're not going into it expecting more than just like kind of a dumb popcorn movie, and that's what it is. It's got like the most generic script imaginable. And the I was expecting not to laugh once, and there was a handful of jokes that landed for me, that made me chuckle, that made me laugh. There was no laugh out loud moments, but there was some some genuine laughs to be had in this. And then there were some genuine cringes to be had at some of the jokes as well, but it wasn't all that. Like, I was expecting to hate this as much as I hated the Mario Brothers movie, which I really, really, really hated. And this was not that. This was better than that. I was expecting it to be hideous, and I actually think it looks pretty good. Like, I think the visual effects are really good. I think the creation of the Minecraft world is fairly creative, and like the translation from the very bizarre sort of aesthetic of Minecraft to a live action like CG thing is about as good as you can expect it to be, like um and like all this is an ad. It's a product. It's a big product placement to sell a bunch of shit and like cash in and make even more money on this property. That's all it is. This is not a particularly artful endeavor. And I will say I had a good time watching it, but it does get worse the more you think about it. Like thematically, I have some big problems with it. I think Jack Black is really, really overacting here. Like, it's kind of a lot. I think Jason Momoa is pretty effortlessly charming. Like, his character's not that good and his lines aren't that good, but he's good in it. The kids are fine. The thing I can talk about, okay, um, without getting into plot spoilers, is that um the representation here is certainly a mixed bag, but I think it's mostly bad. I hmm. So the main kid, our protagonist, he has a lisp, and I like that. I think it's nice that this is going to be this is the biggest movie in the country, and like every kid is going to see this. And I'm hoping that some kid in elementary school or middle school or whatever has a lisp and gets to see this representation and not feel so alone or not feel so bullied, or like it won't be a thing that is only represented in jokes. Um, I like that. I think that's nice. That's the end of my notes on the good representation in this. It is unfortunate that in 2025 we are still making big blockbusters like this that are so explicitly catered to the most pandered to group of people on the planet, which is young white American men. Like, I feel like we got to do better than this. For like movies that are made specifically to give messages to kids and stuff. It's kind of disappointing how safe they played it. Where the only Jason Momoa has a certain one-dimensional charm. I would say that that's accurate. He does. He's doing one thing in this movie, but he's doing it well, and I think most of the laughs that it got out of me were from him. I just think it's sad that something is this overt about it after we've had so much. I think we've made a lot of progress on this, and I think that there's a lot of autumn and winter. $10. Thank you. The cats. That's so cute. 9-volt Digital Cinema says, "Hi, gotta run to a family dinner. Sorry to miss the stream. Cute haircut." Thanks, friend. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. And no worries. Thanks for popping in. You can catch the replay. Um, Thank you, Autumn and Winter. You're very kind. Hell yeah. We're running it back. Let's go. Okay. I've been doing a lot of preamble to arrive at a point. The only characters that get to have a real character arc are the men. They're the only ones who get to really do anything, and they're absolutely the only characters that have a tangible arc. Um, the women are either evil or useless. And it's sad, you know? It's just not great, to be honest. The more I think about that, the more it bothers me. Like, it's just not it's just not ideal, you know? And the one black character is just a stereotype, just like the sassy black woman. That's it. Yeah. Sincere question, is Godzilla non-binary? I think he is just a guy. I think he's just a guy. But I could be wrong about that. There might be an argument for it. The girls also say, "We hope Pluto continues to get better. P.S. Watch Bat Pussy." I would love to watch Bat Pussy. That's definitely a watch with friends thing, though. So I've been waiting for the right opportunity to see it. Um, Thank you. Her appointment is tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. It's very early in the morning, so I really hope I really hope I don't miss it. Because that would be unfortunate. Um, but yeah, it's it's yeah, she's doing better. I can tell she's more herself, and she'll be so excited when we can finally take the cone off. You know, that'll be nice for her. Um, okay, so those are my spoiler-free takes on the Minecraft movie. There is something about the ending that I really, really don't like. And there's something about it that I don't think really makes a lot of sense, but it's fine. Whatever. Not something I'll be watching again, but it's, you know, for like a... Oh, and I have nothing to report about the theater experience, by the way. Everybody was pretty cordial. Nobody shrieked or made any noise when Jack Black said chicken jockey. The person next to us kept checking their phone at full brightness, and that was extremely obnoxious, but what can you do? Look, I get it. Sometimes you gotta check your phone. Just turn the fucking brightness down, dude. Like, be a person, you know? Anyway, that's all caught up. We'll go next time. Okay. Let's take a break to check in, everyone. How we doing? We've had a solid 10 people here the whole time. I would like to know how your day is going. I'd like to hear from you. What's going on in your world? How we doing? And would you like to go to the 420 sales or to the Kino Lorber sale? That's what I would like to know. Let's go back over here. Dude, okay. I'll get all of those pulled up while I await your responses. Vinegar syndrome. Ooh, brights. I think Jennifer Coolidge should have gone into the Minecraft world rather than being a side player. Yeah, it's kind of weird what her character's doing there at all, you know? But she did have the best joke in the movie. And Dustin, I think you referenced it in your review as well, but that was the funniest part, like, easily. All right. And then pull up oscilloscope. Shout out oscilloscope. The leftist stoner kings. I don't see it on their site, but they sent me an email, so let's see. Let's see if I can pull that up. not there. I have 4 email accounts. Sometimes it can be hard to find stuff and remember where it was sent to me. And I think they keep ignoring my request to get my email changed. So I think that that's where it is. Okay. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay, so just generally, I think this, I don't think it's a particular. Is that banner? Rolling papers included in every order? That's kind of them. Let me, pull the link here. Okay, so oscilloscope is just 42% off of everything. So that's fine. All right. What do we think, y'all? All right, let's just do the Kino sale. Oh, no. Don't do that. All right, so we're over here now. It wants me to put in, and I have an account with them, so I don't need to do this. Let's just go over here, and then ta-da. Final day is tomorrow. So with Kino, it's tough because, you know what? Let me try this because the chat is not showing up well on this. Let me see if I can change the theme. Let's go dark mode, you know? Oh, that didn't work. Okay. It's still, yeah, it's still light. Oh well. All right, so the chat is just gonna have to be what it is for a second. Is the new hair actually blue at the tips, or is that just a screen reflection? So beforehand, I had half of my hair dyed purple, and so that half was like bleached 2 or 3 times, I think. But you know, it has grown this far since I've done that. And then when I got it cut, this is just the leftovers of that. But I went and I dyed all of it purple, but I only did 1 bleach, so it's a much darker shade. But it is a different color at the tips here. Yes, you're not making that up. But it's purple. It just might look blue in the screen. Back over here. All right, Kino. We start off with the Studio Classics baseball cap. Let me see something here. Can I do this? Can I do this? I just want the chat to show up, you know? That is gonna have to do. That'll be what it is, I think. Cool. There we go. Now you can actually see the chat. Okay. Yeah, this baseball cap for 25 bucks off of 40. So that's kind of a sale. And Soon the Darkness is really good, but they did it on 4K, so and it's a double feature, so I would wait for that, but I really like this movie. It's a really good sort of British horror thriller type thing. April Fool's Day, kind of an iconic poster. I still haven't seen it yet. Two different Arthur Dong sets. How many films are in this one? Asian American and LGBTQ experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 films for 20 bucks? That's pretty good, you know? Um, kind of tough to beat that, honestly. Um, but then are the other films the same thing? Gotta head out. We'll watch the rest of the stream tomorrow. Have a great night. Thank you for your support and for being here and for being active in the chat. I really appreciate it, Dustin. I assume Patrick is also heading out, but if not, regardless, good to see you both. Thank you for being here. I'm interested in this one, Backtrack, because it's got Dennis Hopper and Jodie Foster in it. That seems like a good cast for like a solid thriller type thing, you know? Um, I need to see Bad Lieutenant still for sure. The Balcony is not a movie I like very much, to be honest. Peter Falk is in it. I saw this on the Criterion channel back in the day. There's just not much going on with it, honestly, but it's fine. It's probably worth one watch, maybe. I don't know. I recommend all of these Mae West movies, but I recommend you get the Indicator set instead, because it's better. See, that's the thing with these, is that I'm going to recommend a lot of movies, but I would just always double check to see what the Region B version looks like, because they're usually better. They're just not as cheap, so it's always kind of a balance, a give and take with that kind of thing, you know? Like Blue, the Derek Jarman film, supposed to be really great. I haven't seen it yet, but I think the BFI did it, and it comes with like a bunch of other films in it and stuff, so. Um, Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia is still one of the hardest film titles of all time, I feel like. Bug is excellent. It's a really great movie. We talked about it on a previous stream, and the 4K looks great. It's got good features. 18 bucks. That's an easy recommend from me. Um, Bustin' Loose. You know I'm about it. Have I seen Brighton Rock? I have not. I'm not actually sure what that is. Richard Pryor stars in his wild, wacky, and warm-hearted road movie With a Difference, which later inspired a TV series. Okay. Oh, it's got a audio commentary from Sergio Mims. Bustin' Loose. Actually, this looks pretty good. Does this have subtitles? It does. Nice. This came out in 2020. Okay. I'd be interested to see that. Is Brighton Rock on here? Is that on the list? Brighton. Brighton Rock. There it is. No, I have not seen this. What is this? When journalist Fred Hale winds up dead while investigating gang-related murders, the police believe it to be a suicide. This doesn't convince Ida Arnold, who was with Fred just before he died, and she sets out to find the truth. On the trail of the true murderer, she becomes romantically involved with young hoodlum Pinky Brown. Pink Brown? Pinky Brown? Why do I feel like Morrissey referenced this in one of his songs? But unbeknownst to Ida, Pinky is the very murderer she's looking for. In an attempt to keep Rose quiet, Pinky marries her, but with his gang beginning to doubt his ability and his rivals preparing for an attack, Pinky starts to become more desperate and violent, threatening the truth to come out. Sounds dramatic. I'm pretty sure that in Now My Heart Is Full, the Morrissey song, he references this. Yeah. Cannibal Apocalypse, that sounds fun. Can't Stop the Music, I'd like to see this. Shout out the Village People, fucking sellouts. Although I think that the main guy like isn't, he like died or he's not in the band anymore or something like that. Um and that's why the current iteration of the band is just like right-wing freaks. Um, the Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith is amazing. I would say the Eureka edition is better, but it might be out of print. I have it, but if you don't have any edition of this, really, you can't go wrong. This movie is excellent. An Australian film about racism against Aboriginal Australians, and their revenge, and it's pretty sick. Carol Lombard collection. What is in it? Two of them. Fast and Loose, Man of the World, No Man of Her Own. I don't actually know if I've seen any of her films. Let's find out. Okay. I've seen My Man Godfrey and something else. It says I've seen two things, but I don't know. Is it the Oscar documentary? I bet you it's the Oscar documentary. Let's see. Oh, but this little documentary on fashion. Neat. She's always excellent. Tragically died young in a plane crash. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for more of her stuff. Hey, we're up to 16 viewers. That's pretty good. Um, say hi if you are new, or if you are just now joining. Um, Cinema's first Nasty Women. The Blu-ray is cheaper than the DVD, which is interesting. I would like to get this at some point. Circus of Horrors. What is this? I don't even remember this coming out. 1960. Donald Pleasance. Okay. Interesting. Cocaine Fiends. I love this exploitation series that they do. They're all great. Like they're not like good, but they're very good like historical documents and stuff. This movie's supposed to be amazing. Um, it's supposed to be a good release. Yeah, lots of features. Nice. Um, Sorry, had a gas emergency and had the gas people come check for leaks. I'm back. Is everything okay? You don't have to apologize for that. Yes, The Conformist is certainly one with incredible visuals. Yeah, yeah, it would seem that way. I've heard mixed things about this one, The Crimson Rivers, but I really like the cover on it. I think it's very enticing. Crybaby Rules, shout out John Waters. It's a great movie. Um, Johnny Depp is not great as a person, but he's good in this movie, and the movie's great. So, and from what I understand, this is a really good addition too. So, Death Wish is not a fan that I'm a film of. Is not a film that I'm a fan of, but the transfer is really good, and there's some good features on it. Yes, we are good. We smelled gas in the laundry room. Okay, well, I'm glad everyone's okay. Crybaby is the only John Waters film I haven't seen. I actually haven't seen a few of his, like the more recent ones, and then some of the really old ones, like the ones that aren't available on Blu-ray, uh, like Mondo Trasho, and then like Pecker, and then I actually haven't seen Cecil B. Demented yet, which is kind of crazy. Crybaby is it's not as out there as some of his other stuff, but it's very entertaining. Uh, Death Wish 5. I've seen 1 and 2. That's kind of where I decided I had enough. The doll and I don't want to be a man. That's relatable. This is a trans girl movie. I don't want to be a man and it's called The Doll? Are you kidding me? Wait, this rules. Hold on. Presaging such playful sex comedies as Trouble in Paradise and Designed for Living, The Doll follows the misadventures of an effete young man who must wed in order to inherit a fortune. He opts to purchase a remarkably lifelike doll and marry it instead, not realizing that the doll is actually the puppet maker's flesh and blood daughter in disguise. In I Don't Want to Be a Man, a teenage tomboy, tired of being bossed around by her strict guardian, impersonates a man so that she can have more fun, but discovers that being the opposite sex has its share of complications. What ensues is a gender-bending comedy that was decades ahead of its time. Okay. I mean, those certainly sound interesting. I would only $8. I kind of want to get that. They're silent films? Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I love Ernst Lubitsch. He's one of my favorite, like, uh, classic Hollywood guys. Um, how do you pronounce this word? The Drotman's contract? The BFI has a release that is better, but you know, $11. This is a sci-fi triple feature, which is cool. Um, The Eyes of Lower Mars. I imagine The Indicator is better. Draftman, that makes sense. The Draftman's contract. That actually doesn't make sense, but I believe you. um, I really want to see this, but Far From Heaven, the Todd Haynes film, but I need to see the original too. Um, a million film noir box sets. Jesus Christ. Draftsman. Draftsman. Okay. What is this? This looks fun. The films of Joaquim Pedro de Andrade. Okay. We got no running time. Okay. 25 off of $60. That's not bad. Kino Lorber presents the complete oeuvre of Joaquim Pedro de Andrade, one of the most important figures in the cinema novo movement that transformed Brazilian cinema in the 60s and 70s. His oeuvre has been overshadowed to some extent by the success of his 1969 masterpiece, Macunema, but his career encompassed four additional features as well as numerous short films in the hour-long documentary Garincha, Hero of the Jungle, all of which are remarkable accomplishments that would suffice to establish his place in the pantheon of Brazilian filmmakers. Hailing from a culturally prominent family in Rio de Janeiro, grew up in close contact with some of the country's greatest artists, writers, and scholars. Abandoning his university education to pursue filmmaking, he would soon find himself at the heart of the proliferation of formally and politically audacious filmmaking that comprised Cinema Novo. Combined a sophisticated modernist formal approach with an uncompromisingly political, often outrageous, and uniquely Brazilian sensibility that makes his work every bit as vital today as it was in the 60s and 70s. Macunema is definitely worth watching. I haven't seen the others. That's a side of Hollywood I need to get more into. I've always been a low budget guy, so I need to visit older Hollywood. I've seen a lot of classics, but not a bunch of them, maybe? Yeah. Classic Hollywood is like comfort food for me. Like, I love that shit. Um, Anything Ernst Lubitsch ever did, honestly, is worth recommending. I'll look up this movie real quick. Night of the World, you're the man. You always have, sorry if I assumed your gender incorrectly, but you always know what's going on and have recommendations and things to say. Yeah, this looks good. This artwork goes hard, dude. Like, damn. Born a fully grown black man in a village in the Brazilian jungle, Macunaíma, I think that would be more correct. Later magically transforms into a white man before making an adventure-filled trip to the city of Sao Paulo. Once there, he becomes something of a dandy, falling in love with C, a revolutionary who dies in an accidental bombing after robbing a ruthless industrialist. Returns to his village where he finds his newly acquired knowledge and possessions of little use. Damn! That's a lot going on there. Yeah, I'm like seeing stuff I would be interested in getting. I can tell you everything about the Italian genre films. I bet you can. I believe you. Look, we all have our specialties, you know? You know, one thing I do like about this hair length is that you can actually see my earrings. Because a lot of times I wear them and you can maybe catch a glance at them at the right angle, but you can actually see them, which is nice. Um, Five Graves to Cairo. I believe Eureka has a better edition of this. Ooh, lots of these exploitation ones. The Reefer Madness disc is really good. This movie, The Lash of the Penitentes, is fucking insane. It's one of the craziest movies I've ever seen. It's not as stacked as these other releases, but goddamn, this movie is crazy. Um, Exploitation films were often ripped from the most sensational headlines of the day, and few headlines were as scandalous as those reporting a murder within the community of a masochistic religious cult in northern New Mexico. Los Hermanos Penitentes celebrated Lent by enacting elaborate tableaus of flagellation, self-mutilation, and crucifixion. Envisioning the box office potential of such a spectacle, cinematographer Roland Price shot several reels of footage of the rituals, then teamed with producer Harry Riviere to fashion a murder mystery around the documentary material. For years, The Lash of the Penitentes flourished on the exploitation circuit, sometimes with new footage cut into the feature, and most notoriously a trailer, usually circulated in an abbreviated 35-minute version. This Kino Classics edition was restored from film elements preserved by the Library of Congress and represents the uncensored 48-minute cut, the Penitente murder case. Yes, this is like a real religious cult that was doing crazy shit, like self-flagellation and crucifixion and stuff, like the real hard Christians, that do that crazy shit. And like, oh, the that has both versions of the film on it, which is cool. And then the audio commentary by Brett Wood is excellent. I recommend that as well. um so yeah, this movie's a vibe, dude. It's kind of a tough watch in parts, and like it's interesting that they also made shit up to make what is already fairly sensational like more sensationalized. um Dudes be out here doing crazy shit. This could be a good Easter watch. I'm just saying. Okay. Oh, I know about that cult. There's only been a few pictures of the crucifixions, and one of the guys who took one was shot by them. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Well, there's video of it here. So, yeah, that's wild. Okay. So you can get almost all of these. I would like to get all of these at some point. Force of Evil is a great movie. If you're into film noir, this is a good one. Foreign Affair, Billy Dubs. Billy Wilder might be my favorite classic Hollywood director. Um, and Marlene Dietrich is my favorite, like, classic actor. Maybe or maybe favorite actor in general, honestly. So, but I believe Eureka also has a better edition of this one. Francis the Talking Mule. I am kind of interested in this. That just sounds fun, you know. Uh, the General, Buster Keaton. I am not a fan of that film, like at all. You'll have to message me some recommendations to check out. I could do that. But I am also giving you recommendations right now. Unless you mean specifically for Billy Wilder, in which case, any of them. Literally any of them. I just watched Desire with Marlena Dietrich, some really iconic Dietrich shots. Yeah, we passed that one earlier because I haven't seen it yet. I honestly don't remember if I own it or not, but I love her so much. Do I have this one yet? I don't. I need to get this at some point. Oh, the guy who did Moonrise. Moonrise is great. Jeff, listen up. Moonrise, Criterion Collection, excellent movie. Going to Town, Go West, Young Man. Again, any of these Mae West films, I recommend. They're all good to various extents. Golden Earrings. I'll watch anything with Marlena Dietrich in it, but I haven't seen that one yet, so I can't comment on it. By, by the way, obviously nobody is pressured to donate or anything, but if we could get to the first 100, just so I can get my first laser session booked, that would be dope as fuck. Hannibal. I'm not a fan of Hannibal. Was that their first 4K? Or was it Spaceballs? It was up there. But in any case. Hardcore. I feel like this was so successful they're going to do a 4K of it, but I don't know. Um, The Holy Mountain. I'd be interested in seeing that from the fucking Nazi bitch director. This Hitchcock set is a great value if you need to complete your Hitchcock collection. The films are not that good. These are his very, very early films, but you know, if you need to see them and if you need to you know, have them in your collection, this is a great way to do it. Manhunter is better. Manhunter is better than most movies, like period. Manhunter is amazing. Um, what else? What else? Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's again a Eureka. What is next? What is next? In and Out. Holy Mountain is Jodorowsky. No, Jodorowsky is this is the one by the German Nazi director. I forget her name, or I know her name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I don't think that's a remake. I think they're different things. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I need to see this. I haven't seen the original yet. Invasion of the Bee Girls. That sounds delightful. She got the bee titties. Let's go. That's fun. No, you're good. Yeah, Lenny Riefenstahl. I don't know how to pronounce that. Uh, yeah, that's the one. Alexandra Heller Nicholas is on this. Let's go. Yeah, I'd love to see this. MST3K, right on. Irma La Douce is great. I still keep waiting for them to upgrade these Billy Wilder films. Maybe it won't happen, but I keep looking at this Jewish Soul set, and I wonder if the films are like any good. Like if they're actually watchable or if they're just like important historical documents, you know? Um, I would still like to see them. I'd still like to have reference to them. Some audio commentaries, which I'm sure are helpful, some printed booklets. Yeah, this is really cool. I would like to get this at some point, and it's very cheap. If anyone has seen any of those films, let me know. Jungle Fever. Yikes. What is this? That poster, woof. Okay, it's Spike Lee. That's all I need to know. We're good. I was like, is this like extremely whack? Okay, it comes as critically acclaimed film exploring the provocative consequences of interracial relationships. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see this. Spike Lee loves to make a poster that looks extremely offensive and questionable, and then you're like, oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're doing. Klondike Annie. Of the Mae West films, this was one that I found particularly memorable. Kill Them All and Come Back Alone. That title is so fucking hard, dude. God damn. This Ken Jacobs collection I've wanted. Little Man, What Now? Shout out Morrissey again. Lorenzo's Oil. Movie's decent. Shout out Susan Sarandon. The Lost Weekend. Classic Hollywood. Billy Wilder. Amazing film. Best Picture winner. It's great. Check that shit out. It's about alcoholism. Machin in Uniform is excellent. I think the BFI release is better, but I think that this still has the Jenny Olsen commentary, which is what you want. Yep, sure does. This is one of my favorite commentaries I've ever listened to. Jenny Olsen is one of my favorite film people. She's great. Maniac. Yeah, this is cool that this ended up on Blu-ray. I kind of forgot about that. This movie's crazy. So perverse that it continues to shock and offend viewers 90 years after its release. Dwayne Esper's Maniac is a deranged retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat in the guise of an educational film on mental illness. This no-budget thriller by self-taught filmmakers has a widely fragmented style. Its intrusive use of title scrolls, stock footage, and gratuitous nudity make it one of the first true underground films. The gruesome wink at the eyeball-slicing scene of Un Chien Andalou. Maniac is presented here in a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative and other 35mm elements, presented in cooperation with Something Weird. Shout out Something Weird getting to put out like maybe the OG exploitation film. Skylake Pro Cinema says, super cute, I wanna fuck. I think you're talking about me. I guess I appreciate it. Thanks. You should donate money if you're going to type weird comments like that. You can talk to me like that if you pay me, I guess. Thanks, I guess. What else? Mississippi Burning is a film I need to watch. Um, the Monk movie, I still haven't seen somehow. I need to see that. My Little Chickadee, not my favorite. I can't stand W.C. Fields. He's a weird dude. He's not funny. Sorry. Needful Things had a great slipcover, but I guess that's gone now. Bummer. O card no longer available. Don't fucking ask. Well, that is one where I'd kind of want it because this cover art sucks. That one was better. Have I seen much of Doris Wishman? I have the first set that Agfa put out, and I've seen probably 3 or 4 of her films. I've seen Nude on the Moon. I've seen Bad Girls Go to Hell. I've seen what's the one with Chessie Morgan in it? Canon 70 or something like that. I've seen that one, and I've seen I Want to Die a Woman, or Let Me Die a Woman. They're all interesting. I'll say that. They're not good, but they're oh, you know what? I've also seen the Picorama double feature, her 2 porn films. I've seen both of those too. I think she probably did more than 2 porn films, but the ones that they put out. Totally blanking on the name. Have I seen Rocky Horror? Your uncle was the art director? That's pretty cool. But yeah, I've seen it a few times. It's one of my favorite movies. That's a certified queer classic. Thanks. Mic drop indeed. Tell your uncle I said hi. My uncle helped me change my transmission fluid yesterday. Shout out uncles. Terry Ackland Snow. Nice. Thanks. I appreciate that. Nosferatu, get the Eureka edition, but let me double check something real quick. Does this have... Oh man, it doesn't? Score... This doesn't have the commentary from... I can never remember this dude's name. Whoever did the commentary on the Eureka edition of Nosferatu and the Eureka edition of Dr. Caligari is like the best audio commenter I've ever heard. And you absolutely need that release over this one because of that. He did the Batmobile too, but gets no love. Well, shout out your uncle. Odds Against Tomorrow is a really, really great classic anti-racist sort of thriller. It's great. Check that one out. The Nun is really good, although I feel like there's a region B of it that's better, but I could be misremembering. 123 is excellent. I thought that they were going to do a 4K of this, but they just reissued it kind of as is. Why is it the DVD? I don't want the DVD. Yeah, there's good features on it too. One of my favorite Billy Wilder films. Oh wait, go back. Can I select the Blu-ray? Or is it sold out? I can. Nice. My shit is being very slow today. I want to see Orca. I need to see that. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. Here we go. Instant in the Darkness, and also Sudden Terror. The double feature is on 4K. I recommend this release. They're both good movies. They both have good audio commentaries, and they're both good transfers. So instead of paying $10 for the one on Blu-ray, you should pay $18 for both of these on 4K. Because Sudden Terror is good too. I need to get this Pioneers of African Cinema set, or African American Cinema set. Poison, Todd Haynes, I need to check that out. We're almost done. We'll move along. I did not realize that Kino did the producers. That's interesting. The Quatermass Experiment is pretty fun, and I know that they reissued it with subtitles on it now, which is cool. All these classics will not be on Kaleidoscope for sure. Probably not. I would imagine not. Yeah. Yeah, subtitles. And then plenty of features, which is cool too. What else? RKO Classic Adventures. I don't think any of those are subtitled, unfortunately. She Done 'Em Wrong. It's a great movie. Silence of the Lambs, I would get the Arrow instead, because from what I understand, they kind of fucked up the transfer on this one. Sinner, The Secret Diary of a Nymphomaniac. Shout out Jess Franco. Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat. This was a Oscar nomination that I didn't get a chance to see last year. Stalag 17. Shout out Billy Wilder. Still need to see that one. Sudden Terror, yeah. So you should just get the double feature for sure, because it's cheaper. Taking a Pelham 123 is amazing. One of my favorites. What are your top and bottom Billy Wilder films? I just watched The Major and Minor, and it was let's find out. Let's pull that up. So the only one I've seen that I don't like is The 7-Year Itch. I think this one's kind of insufferable. Like, I think the male lead is just completely insufferable. Geez, it's hard to pick a favorite. They're all so good. Like, this whole top row is amazing. Like, they're all great. I don't know. If gun to my head, if I had to pick one of these films, I don't think I could do it. Yeah, I didn't like 7-Year Itch either. My favorite has to be Ace in the Hole. Yeah, I was tempted to say Ace in the Hole. Either Ace in the Hole or Some Like It Hot. I'd have to rewatch some of these to really make a call on this, but they're all so good. So, like, really, this whole list, I love all of these movies except for 7-Year Itch. And I still have a ways to go on my viewing, so that's exciting. Which ones am I missing? Yeah, I still need to see Stalag 17. I still need to see Love in the Afternoon. You said The Major and the Minor. I still need to see Sherlock Holmes. The Front Page. The Fortune Cookie is great. Avanti. 5 Graves to Cairo. Okay, The Major and the Minor. Is she a kid or is she kidding? It's got a decent rating. Returning to her hometown from New York, Susan Applegate learns that she hasn't enough for the train fare and disguises herself as a 12-year-old to travel for half the price. Okay. It's creepy. I mean, it looks kind of creepy. I'm gonna be real with you. This is a strange premise that is a little bit uncomfortable. Sweet little pedo story. Jesus. Oh man. Yeah, I can see that. Taxi. This is a great Iranian film. It's excellent. I highly recommend that. I like these killer bug movies going on here. I haven't seen them, but they look interesting to me. I need to rewatch Theater of Blood because I didn't like it when I saw it. Tomb of Lygia, I would go with that Arrow box set that has this in it. Twilight, shout out Kristen Stewart, shout out Robert Pattinson. Le Vampire. Variety, I didn't love this movie, and like the people whose opinions I trust really love it, and I'm like, maybe I should revisit it. But I don't know. Last page. We got 19 people here. Shout out. Come say hey if you haven't. Drop a donation if you feel so inclined, or a tip, I should say, for tax purposes and for accuracy. White Buffalo. That one was pretty popular when it came out. Wife of a Spy. A viewer sent that to me, and I still need to see it, but I do have it. Hi, Planet Mondo. Shout out. How you doing? Witness for the prosecution. I can't believe they haven't done this in 4K yet. I feel like that's got to be next. Or that's got to be something they do. Just tuned in. Well, thanks for being here. We are getting towards the end, but I appreciate it nonetheless. All right, so those are your Kino recommendations. Let's move on to Vinegar Syndrome. We've got... let's see, how can I do this? I want to orient this better. We're just going to do that for now. That'll be what it is, I think. Oh, keep me there. And no, stop it. Why is that happening? There we go. Okay. No complaints. Watching WrestleMania in the background. I actually completely forgot about the KL sale. Thanks for the reminder. You're welcome. Let me know what you get if you place an order. So we've got rolling papers. I have not seen Less Vampires. Yo! Shout out. NA. I don't know who you are, but thank you. That's very kind of you. We're $15 away from being able to get a session done. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, if you want to drop your name in the chat or whatever, that would be greatly appreciated. Let me run it back for you. I recommend Le Vampires. It's excellent. The title is misleading. Well, that's disappointing because you know I love vampires, but I will definitely check it out. I just know it's very long and it's also a silent film, so those are barriers for me. But in any case, so I see that Vinegar Syndrome is... I had Orca, Snake Eyes, The Visit, Bad Lieutenant, To Live and Die in LA saved in my card. I'll probably grab those for now. I mean, that's a solid card. Those are all 4Ks, right? Yeah, nice. I see Vinegar Syndrome's charging $4 for rolling papers, and Oscilloscope sends them to you for free. So, I'm just saying. I would maybe buy this Vinegar Syndrome grinder, but I already have a grinder. I don't need another one. The one I have is fine, you know? Rolling tray, I don't really roll joints like that, is a thing. And then this t-shirt, which I don't mind, actually. And then we get to the sale. I think my top recommendation right off the bat is Blonde Death. I love this movie so much. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. It is a certified queer classic. Fucking deranged, insane movie that I love. Go check that shit out. Like, honestly, it is so good. What else? Blonde on a Bum Trip is fine. What are they charging for it? $30? I just I don't think it's worth $30. I gotta be honest with you. I reviewed it for Punk Vacation. It's fine. I mean, if you are just a real freak for the drug exploitation films, check it out. And the booklet is really good, so that's worth considering, but it's just not a very good movie, honestly. Um, Donnie's Bar Mitzvah, I don't recommend. I actually really hate it. Um, Fuck the Devil and Fuck the Devil 2 is not good. I mean, you would have to you would have to be high to appreciate those on any level, I think. I like the blunt wraps that are made out of hemp. Slow burners. Yeah, I just use my herb vaporizer. That's what I like because it's easy on my throat and lungs. And it gets the job done. But now you've got me curious if it says what they're made out of. Hemp paper. So there you go. They are hemp. Shout out hemp. God damn, I hate their drop-down menu. Goodbye 20th Century is great. I think that movie's really, really good and underrated, and I don't think it has sold many copies. Oh, okay, they're actually down to the last of them. Nice. Well, check it out. It's really good. That was definitely one that would be under VSL now if it came out now, but, I think it was pre that. Delaware is fun. Um, is that slipcover still available? It is. I like this movie. I would recommend it if you're into the kind of I'll cut your dick off. Yeah, if you're kind of into that sort of weird mumblecore stuff about weird white boy hip hop groups that say the N-word too much, like that was a weird endorsement, but it's a weird movie and I like it. I don't think I've ever seen this on the site actually. I was not aware of this movie. I don't know if it's any good. It's an old one. The Reefer Madness, the musical, that certainly makes sense. I need to see Liquid Sky. Miami Connection is great. Both of the Slip versions are sold out, but standards are there. I haven't been grabbing much VS lately. I think the last three titles I grabbed are all partner labels. Yeah, that's fair. Me neither, but not because I think their output has been lackluster, just because I don't have the time or the money for it right now, and I need to catch up on what I have, But speaking of that, I am strongly considering buying this because it's on sale. It's Gregor Rocky, and I really like the slipcover. Like that would be fine. It's the poster, but I like this better. I might pick this up. If somebody wants to donate $20, I'll definitely buy it, but, you know, uh, we'll see. Gregor Rocky, one of my goats. I just love him. Andrew says, watch Smiley Face yesterday. It's good. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's one of his films that I haven't seen yet. Um, but he's one of my favorite filmmakers. Story of a Junkie. It's maybe kind of in poor taste to be in this section, but whatever. It is a drug movie, so, why not? It does look interesting. I do want to see it. I think you'd like Liquid Sky. It's surreal and indie little film, sprinkle in some queer cinema and some aliens and bad special effects. I paid big money for it on VHS 20 years ago. Yeah, it's definitely been high up on my watch list. It's just a matter of actually watching it, you know. Um, Got the drug stories, AGFA collection. That makes sense. The Upsetter. I did not like this movie. I didn't think it was a particularly good documentary, to be honest, but that was just me. Maybe other people would enjoy it. If you're a fan of this person, it's probably worth a watch, right? Um, Ticks is really fun. I like Ticks a lot. Uh, yeah. I'm not really sure why it's here, but it's good. And I want to see this Connie film. I want to see all of their Connie films, but I'm kind of bummed I missed on this slipcover because I like the artwork a lot. I mean, anything Haunt Love does, it's automatically like, you know, worth getting. But what can you do? That's Vinegar Syndrome. It's a pretty kind of a paltry sale, honestly. I am on the fence about Smiley Face. Let me know if you all have a take on that. I feel like I should get it, maybe. But I don't know. I have a lot of expenses lately, you know? So it is what it is. Alright, let's just kind of briefly take a look. So free shipping, $75. Free rolling papers with every order. And did you cover all of Kino earlier in the stream? I'll have to rewind and check it out before I place my order. Yes, I did. I covered the whole thing. So check that out. I didn't realize I did VHS. That's fun. We got some apparel. This short bus shirt is cool. And everything is 42% off. Fun and games. We have a card game, puzzles, the lube. I have the lube. Acilla soap. The Sun's Semen sunscreen. That is interesting. And they have condoms. Okay, so you can't buy the rolling papers, but I've definitely gotten some in my orders when I was in their circle of trust. I need to re-up on that at some point, but what can you do? What is the Sun's Semen sunscreen? This is a reference to something, but I don't know what. Okay, let's see if there's anything. So with the code Asailoscope, you get 42% off. And then, hold on, let me, although a quick tip, if you sign up for their Circle of Trust, you get 50% off of everything. As long as you're subscribed. It's kind of insane. So I always recommend people do that. Hi Tony. I have been well. Thank you for being here. These socks are good. I bought these socks. They have lasted well. They hold up. They're very thick. I mean, these shirts are kind of crazy in the pricing, but I really like this shirt. The Wendy and Lucy shirt. Wendy and Lucy is rated R. It has some swearing, a little drug use, and a brief implication of violence, but no nudity, sex, or murder. The rating seems to reflect, above all, an impulse to protect children from learning that people are lonely and that life can be hard. I love that. That's from the A.O. Scott review of the film. It's a great shirt. If they ever reprinted it, I'd like to grab one. Hats. Cat Video Fest. This crewneck sweatshirt, it was not comfortable to me, to be honest. Yeah, I'm very particular about my fabrics, and that one was just really not comfortable for me. So that was unfortunate. They were doing a promotion where you could get a free one, so it wasn't a big loss, but you know, that's just me. And then yeah, let's just kind of briefly go through some of this stuff, because the whole thing is on sale. Everything's on sale. We're at 2 hours, so about where I want to stop it. If anybody has any takes on Smiley Face, if anybody wants to give me the last stretch of $15, that would be tight as fuck. Yeah. But we're just gonna briefly go through these and see what's going on here. Wildcat, the Ethan Hawke film. Piaf. Is that the Horse Girl movie? God and Country. I know they were sending these out free for subscribers, which is really cool. This Anonymous Club is the last film I got in my subscription, and I haven't re-upped it yet. So I am what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 films behind. That's unfortunate. But I'm glad they're still putting them out, you know? The Velvet Queen is good. Did you see Joyland? It's quite good. I don't think so. No, I haven't seen it yet. Although, actually, I think I did get this one. Oh, wait. I got Moon Garden and I got Joyland. It skipped this one for whatever reason. Yeah. No Ordinary Man is about a trans man jazz pianist, I think. Sophie Jones is really, really good. I recommend that. Um, I don't love Dear Zachary. I think it's exploitative in a kind of gross way, honestly. Columbus is great. Uh, The Fits is great. River of Grass is pretty good. I just love Kelly Reichardt. Art and Craft is wonderful. I wish they would do it on Blu-ray, but I love this movie. If you're not precious about DVDs like I am, you should check that out. I feel like this film about the Young Turks did not age well, to be completely honest. Um, Meek's Cutoff is good. Uh, of Montreal, shout out. We need to talk about Kevin is a classic. Um, great, great film. You know, Shut Up and Play the Hits, the LCD sound system, but they just sent me this apropos of nothing for free when I was a subscriber. So they really take care of their circle of trust people. Wendy and Lucy is one of my favorite films that they've put out, like easy. I'm surprised they still have the digipack packaging for this, but check it out. Wendy and Lucy rules. Um, and do I have any other recommendations? I don't really like rare exports, but people like that movie. So that's it. We're done. We did it. We went through our whole agenda. Next time I will be streaming will be Saturday, the 26th, because it is my birthday. So be there, please. We will be streaming for my birth. And that'll be that. So no stream on Sunday. We're going to be doing it on Saturday instead. Um, that's it. We'll just go through the Letterboxd stuff and we will go through subscriber unboxings because I have a bunch of them since the last time I did it, which was, well, last year for my birthday. I haven't done it in a year, so I have a year's worth of stuff to catch up on. So that'll be fun. Um, I will give you all like 1 minute if you have any other last minute questions or comments or anything like that. But if not, I will yeah. Oh, Sam says, I got here too late. Hope to tune in for the birthday stream. I would love to see you there. Thank you for being here regardless. It'll be Saturday sometime. I haven't decided what time yet. We shall see. But thanks for hanging out. Thank you to all 16 people still watching. Thank you to everybody who watched at any point at the stream tonight. Thanks for sticking with me. And yeah. Happy 420, happy Easter, happy well, I'm just happy that Trump did not declare martial law today. That would have been a real bummer. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Um See you Saturday, Tony. Thanks, y'all. All right. That's it. I am signing off. Hail Satan. Bye.